When we write Python code, we often need to print out the results or log some exceptions. As a beginner, we tend to use the print function to log everything. However, this is not a good practice. Instead, the built-in logging module should be used. With the logging module, we can log different levels of messages to various destinations. In this video, we will learn how to use the logging module like a pro step by step. First, let's log some message with the logging module using logging.info. As a beginner, you may find that nothing is logged. This is an important reason why some beginners think the logging module is difficult to use since they can't see what they want to see. They get frustrated with the logging module and turn to use the print function instead, which always gives them what they want. This problem is related to the log level of the logging module, which is a fundamental concept for logging in Python. The default level is warning, which means that only events of this level and above will be logged. This is the reason why we cannot see the logging of an info in our example. We can pass a log level to the basic config function of the logging module to change the log level. Let's change the log level to info to log the info for the command above. It is important to know that we should set basic config before we log anything, otherwise it won't take effect. If you are already inside a Python interpreter, you should exit the interpreter and rerun the code. You may have noticed the root word in the logs printed above, which means the root logger is used here. In the Python logging module, the logger is the one that does all the heavy lifting work behind the scenes. If no logger is created, the default logger will be used, which is the root logger as shown above. We can create a logger explicitly with the getLogger function. Using a logger with a proper name can let us know where the logs come from. In practice, we should create a logger for each module file, and it's a good practice to use the module name as the logger name. In our examples above, only the log level, logger name, and log message were logged. We can customize the log formatter to let the log message contain more details. A commonly used formatter is like this one. The formatter uses the %sign string formatting in Python. The meaning of each field of the formatter is explained here. However, it turns out we can't add a formatter to a logger directly. We need to create something called log handler and add the formatter to a handler instead. In the Python logging module, handlers are objects that are responsible for dispatching the appropriate log messages to specific destinations. We will use streamHandler here, which sends the log messages to the terminal. Note that we can set different levels for the logger and the handler, and the one for the handler must be lower than that of the logger. When something is logged, more information is logged due to our customized log formatter. A logger can have multiple handlers, which means the log messages will be sent to multiple destinations. Let's add a file handler as well, which sends the log messages to a file. Using a file handler is helpful if you want to persist the logs on your computer. Note that different handlers can have different log levels, which should be equal to or higher than that of the logger. If the log level is not set for the handler, then it is warning by default. In this video, we introduced how to use the logging module properly in a Python program. As a best practice, we should avoid using the root logger directly, and should always create a logger and set the log level explicitly. If needed, we can customize the log formatter to change the display of the logs. We can also add a file handler so the logs can be saved to local files. This is it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel for more content. As a senior software developer, I'm passionate about sharing my thoughts, tutorials, and solutions to promote best practices in software development. See you in the next video.